Tell me what the hell are you scared of when in the end the only thing
Where's
that's
the love?
left
Right here on
love's
this
in
podcast.
vain.
Welcome to Love
Love
Drops,
drops.
where your
Never
hosts
things
and
as
One Love
before.
ambassadors,
Never
Charles
received
and Diane,
flowers.
will
Never
share love,
rose to an empty
hope,
world
and
that tastes the same.
inspirational
That's what it's
topics
like.
taken
All
from
the
their
things I
journey
do wanna
and world
shout. I was
events.
a child
We
till
will
I was
also include on location recordings and special pop up guests from cool
never
places
felt so
all
all
around the
around the
world.
world. Never
So sit
felt
back,
so
relax, and enjoy the show.
whether big or small, love never fails. Oh, love it conquers all. Love never fails.
So we're so excited today to have on Love Drops a very dear friend and colleague and sister and just all of those things. And we're doing our conversation. So I'm so excited to have all the way from Pasadena, California, our dear friend Karen here with us. And we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. Our topic today is encourage to action, which Karen will tell you more about that topic when she joins us. And so, Charles, you want to bring her on, Karen?
Yes. Karen is not new to the show. She's been here before, and we're excited to have her back again, delivering the conversation that she will tell you more about when she comes on. And welcome,
Hi.
Karen, to the Love Drops podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. It's such an honor to be here with you, Charles, and you, Diane. I love you both so much. And the things that you guys are doing through your podcast and all the things that you do for community is just tremendous and amazing. I have such a high regard for you guys. And thanks for having me.
Thanks for
Talk about
saying
encourage to
yes.
action. Yes.
Yay. So, Karen, you want to let our listeners know, just more about you. Let them know we know how
We
amazing you are, but let
Mm,
our listeners know just how amazing
well.
you are.
Well, thank you. What a blessing to be able to come here because I feel tremendously blessed to have traveled the journey that I'm on. And I'm a mother of three. I have two boys and one girl. They're not kids anymore, they're adults. So, very happy about that. Married 30 plus years and 30 plus years in human resources. And really focusing on building my coaching business, leadership coaching, personal development coaching. And it's such a joy to work with individuals at every aspect, from executives to women who are just trying to make a change and shift, especially if they've experienced challenges throughout their life and wanting to live that life that they aspire to be and achieve those goals and those dreams. Even if there are limitations, we can overcome them. So I've been fortunate to learn in my human resources career on how to be an empathic leader and empathic individual in the hardest of conversations, which is where I really started coaching more so than doing disciplinary conversations. How a lot of leaders, I won't even say leaders, I would say a lot of managers manage in the I'm going to tell you what to do, as opposed to a leader and they support you and show you how to do. So,
Yes. And
yeah.
you know what, Karen, when you were talking, it just took me back to when we first met at that hospital in Southern California.
Yes.
I am not giving them no shout out, but you know where you know where we were.
I
And
know.
and it's so funny because I came down because I had a conflict that needed a resolution. I was just
Mhm.
bringing something to the table, and it's so hilarious because the person that was over you that I was supposed to talk to was not comfortable because it had to do with race,
Mhm.
ethnicity, and
Mhm.
so they sent me to you, Karen. I wonder why. but but I remember, just sitting across from you and just the way that you handled it, just your approach to it, because it was absolutely something that could anger you or just really tick you off. But you handled it with such calmness and peace and
Mm,
just love. And I knew right then that I was like, yeah, there's so much more for you beyond where
mm,
you were at that time. And just you encouraged to action. Just watching your journey has just encouraged me, because when you look at, neither one of
mm.
us are where we were that like 15
Right.
years ago. We have evolved in leaps and bounds. Like,
Yes,
yeah, you
it's
know,
tremendous.
so
Tremendous.
so yeah, it's just like when you're what you're doing in your coaching and when your life speaks to that. So without even saying, hey, I'm a coach, or I'm a mentor, or I inspire, that's my purpose,
Mm,
without having to say it, your life speaks it. And so that's definitely you. And Charles wanna ask
I
something.
want to ask, what inspired you to become a coach? What was the inspiration
mm.
behind that move?
The inspiration, it came from seeing how many individuals struggle with change, mostly within their working environment, right? Because there are so many demands when we're at work. And especially working in healthcare, working in nonprofits where leaders are dealing with children and families, they're very sensitive environments, but very demanding environments. And you have managers, but it's in that leadership role that you can make such a shift for someone and help them get through the toughest of times through coaching, through the use of a coaching relationship. And it's not that I'm fixing, it's just giving that place a safe space for conversation to occur, for growth to occur, for individuals to be able to feel vulnerable and release a lot of that tension and confusion or whatever it may be. And it's not therapy. We're not doing therapy, but allowing that space so then we can say, okay, so what do you think you need to do to get to that next step? What is innately in you as a gift that you want to bring to the table? What is it that you've been suppressing that you want to share with your team or you want to share with your supervisor? What is it that you think should be done to accomplish the goals of whatever that need may be or whatever the desire of even the organization may be? What gift do you bring to that, right? And let's magnify that. Let's work on that, right? And so it's partnering with individuals to live their goals out, live their dreams out, to bring out what we typically suppress because people go, well, poo-poo on it, or well, we don't need that positivity. Well, no, we do. No, we do. We don't
Yes, we
need
do.
empathy. No, we do, because we're humans. We're
Yes.
humans in this experience of life, and we all have feelings. And so it's so important to acknowledge that within a work environment.
And
So,
what would you say is some of the challenges or obstacles that you run into in conveying that to the individuals?
mm,
But before you answer that, I want to jump in, because
mm-hmm,
Charles just like let all that golden just, he was
mm,
sliding over. We cannot slide over all that golden that you just laid out there. In particular, the fact that when you coach, when you mentor, you're not there to fix it.
right,
We're
right.
not there to fix it. And I think, Charles, with Nick that
Yeah,
you had.
yeah, I was working with a individual. I was coaching him years ago, and
Mm-hmm,
I was constantly reminding him that I'm not here to fix it, but to help you, to help point
mm-hmm,
that way for you. And in talking with him, the exchange, I ran into some of the obstacles that was stopping him. So I was able to provide him with a fix, if you will, to get through that. But it was him that was doing it. I was
Right.
helping him through that. Yeah,
Right.
that's a very good point.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Because, and I think that's some of the obstacles potentially that people come in coaching saying, okay, tell me what to do. And it's no, let's talk through what you know you need to do. Let's help you discover what's already there. Let's partner to have conversations because I'm going to be curious. And that curiosity will help you identify what's in you that you need to pull out and develop and move forward.
yes.
Yes.
I like
Hmm.
also, Karen, when you said bringing your gifts to the forefront. So it kind of
Hmm.
reminds me in a biblical sense where the prophet was saying, what do you have in your hand? So it's like,
Hmm.
what do you have inside of you? What do you have that naturally comes
Naturally.
to you that
Yep.
you can apply to the world as only you can
Yes.
do?
Yes. That's it. That's it. That is the nugget. And we all have it.
That's so
We
true.
all have it. We all have purpose.
Oh yeah. This is so true. And Karen, you have children as I, and so
Hmm.
I think our first probably experiences with coaching, mentoring, exampling is with
Yeah.
our children. Being a mom is
Hmm.
definitely our first stage of coaching, mentoring, leading by example. And it's also where we can do our trial and errors
Yeah.
because as a mom and we do that coaching and mentoring and leadership, we want to fix it. We want to fix it
Oh,
for
yes.
our children. It's even our adult children. We want to fix it.
Hmm.
So I think probably a couple of years ago, Charles and I went to California. We came out to visit our kids, our grandkids, and I found myself in that fix it mode. Like you see things, well, let me do this, let me do this. And it's like inside, I just felt you're not here to fix it. You're here
Right.
to enjoy. You're here to be. You're here. Your
Hmm.
assignment is just to love on them. Don't love on
Hmm.
them. And that's enough. And I cannot tell you what an aha moment that was for me because I took it away and just put it into my entire life. It's like I am not the fixer. I
Right.
don't have to fix it. And when you come to that realization, then it opens up a whole
Oh,
new.
yes. Exactly. Exactly. And it allows for you to say, okay, I'm here to do my part. What's my gift? Let me reside in that and share that. And that will help others find their way.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Your unique gifts that you have, that Charles has. Hmm.
Yeah,
But
I
we
think
come up wanting to fix.
that's true. And also the learning process in there, they'll find out what works and what could
Yes.
work better and some of the
Yes.
things that don't work. And they'll find that experience will
Exactly.
last them a lifetime.
Hmm.
I think Charles does a lot of health coaching, just through his Tai
Hmm.
Chi, through his meditation.
And going through that, I've shared with a lot of folks, this is what has worked with me. Here are some of the things that show positive results from others.
Hmm.
And if you want to try them, you know,
Right.
here's the track record in that. It's not the same for
Yes.
everyone. So I don't give them an absolute, if you do this, you're going to grow hair on
Right.
your head. None of those
Right.
things, but
Exactly.
things of that nature.
Exactly.
Then they have a choice. They can do it or
Exactly.
not. Hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
And that discovery is everything. Because like you said, it's options. Here's options. Well,
Yeah.
I've done X, Y, and Z, right? I know somebody else that's very successful has done X, Y, and Z. What does that mean for you? And they have to go explore that,
E-
right?
Exactly.
What resonates as well?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
No guarantees
No
either.
guarantee. That helps a
No.
lot because if you tell a person, do it this way and it don't work, then they blame you
Then
because
but
it didn't work.
right, right.
Maybe they didn't
And that's
apply.
fixing, right?
Yes.
That means you're looking at this as a fix and this is a growth opportunity. But
Hmm.
you have to do the work.
That's it
Yeah.
right
Within
there.
coaching, you
That's
have
it.
to do the work.
Yeah.
That's it. And I
It's a
think
commitment.
that's it. That's it. And
Hmm.
I think we are living in a society where people just want it instantaneously. They don't
Mm,
want to do the work. They don't want to do the
yes,
work. So it's so
yes,
funny. People see Charles and I, and they're like, "Oh man, just look at you guys." You know, and all they see is the upside. They don't see the
right,
struggle.
No.
right,
That
exactly,
they just see they see us, they see the benefit, right?
right.
So it's just like you've written a book, but there were things that had to happen for that book to be written. So it's
Exactly.
like you want to write the book, but you don't want to have the experience.
Experience, right.
You know,
Exactly. It's so true because they're looking at a glimpse. This is a glimpse of my life right here.
mm-hmm.
But the journey
Whew,
is vast.
whew, Lord. Yes.
And
Yes.
there's ups, there's hills, there's valleys, there's challenges. There's so much that goes into even being where we are right here today, right?
Yeah.
And so you talk about, the obstacles of coaching, and I think I've learned from my obstacles, right? Because I've had to go through them. This isn't, oh, I woke up and I'm a coach,
Yes.
No, it's through those experiences and the ups, the downs, the challenges. At 51, I
Mm-hmm.
went back to, I go to school, finally go and get my degree at 51. I'm
Yeah.
working full time as a leader at a hospital. I'm, still have my kids in high school, but I was determined to get that degree before they got out of high school. So, but it was a challenge. It was
Oh yeah.
hard. It was a heavy load. In the meantime, I've lost parents. We all have life experiences, but
Yes.
coaching, I think we bring all those experiences together to
Mm-hmm.
be the best coach we can be.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's those life experiences that I believe has made me a successful coach and a
Mm-hmm.
successful HR empathetic leader.
Mm-hmm. Karen, I was just listening to you, and I'm fortunate to be one of your sisters that have a glimpse, have a view of the inside and the intimacy and the intrinsic, workings of your journey as you are to
Hmm.
mine.
Yeah.
And it is so amazing because you inspire me to be. And you always say, "Oh, you're so inspirational." And I'm thinking, "Girl,
Hmm.
you just don't
Hmm.
know," but it's back. And so I truly believe that ours is definitely that relationship where iron sharpen irons, because
Yes.
we don't take it personal. We can say whatever to one
Hmm.
another. We even if we don't agree with a point, and I think that that's key, and like not
Hmm.
taking it personal when you are out there doing it, like when you're out there coaching, when you're being
Hmm.
you don't take it personal, the
Right.
hurts of others. You
Right.
got it's that empathetic.
Yes. Yeah. We can't take things personal.
And
We have to
I
allow
think
space for people, right? To
Yeah.
that's
be.
true. And I
Hmm.
think as you and Diane was sharing iron sharpening iron, there was nothing taken personal. You just addressed the issue and kept going.
Yes.
So yeah, that was very good indeed. And that
Yes.
just kept you both
I'm
sharp.
just, yes. I'm here for my sister. I'm here for my brother Charles too.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
your journey is so inspiring,
Wow. And you
so
would
inspiring.
know.
And I talk about not saying who, but I'm just so inspired by it because people feel so stuck. Like I can't move forward, but you can.
But you
Yes.
can. But
But
you
you can.
can. There have been
Hmm.
times where, and I don't even know how you knew, but you just pop up on my phone because you one of those sisters, like I'm FaceTiming you. So I have to pull the car over because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking like, no, you can't do that phone call, which I love and appreciate, because on the phone call, sometimes you can maybe mask or hide or just whatever. But oh no, not with Karen, because Karen gonna look in your face like, how you doing?
Hmm. Hmm.
Put the camera to your face. How you doing?
Yeah.
I just want, and And, at one of my most challenging times in my life, you would just pop up on the screen. And so again, just encourage to action, which
Mm-hmm.
is the platform that you're standing on.
Yes.
You don't only encourage, but you also do it to action.
Action.
You do
Mm-hmm.
it by example, because you're the first.
Correct.
When I called you, the first thing you said to me was, "Do I need to book a flight?
Mm.
Do I need to get there?" And you just talked about how busy your life is, right?
Yes.
But it's like,
Yes.
do I need to get there, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's not so much just calling those people there, but just to know that. And it's just like that, you saying that was enough to just ignite in me the
Mm.
strength to just keep
Okay.
pushing,
Mm-hmm.
keep pushing, keep pushing,
Mm.
keep pushing. And I appreciate you. And it's not only me, it's Charles, right,
Ah,
Charles?
Yes, ma'am, it
yeah.
is indeed. It is
Ah,
indeed. How many of us can say we have a friend like that? How many
I'm
of us?
blessed to be able to say, I know you guys are there for us
Oh,
Oh, for
always.
as
sure.
we are for you.
For
And
sure.
it's a blessing. It's a
It
It is.
blessing.
is.
It is.
It is. Now I want to get back, and I want you to share
Mhm.
share some highlights about, just share some highlights with us about being a coach. And I want and at this point I want it, because my voice is big. So I'm gonna move over from the mic, and it's you and Charles right here. But
Yeah.
Okay.
share some highlights, and you guys
Mm.
bounce back. Okay, Charles, take it away.
Okay.
Okay. Because some of
Share
those,
some highlights. Mm.
yes, please share some of the highlights, because I think within those highlights, you'll also be sharing some of the obstacles and hurdles that you had to go across. That
Hmm.
is not just laid out, it wasn't just given to you on a silver platter. What you had to
No.
go through to get to where you are and
Yes.
beyond.
Mm. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm here for it. So I shifting into, let me start as I mentioned, getting my degree at an older age, right? So I was 51 and working as a director in HR in a hospital, and which comes with a lot. Working in a hospital is not the easy job. It's 24/7. It is a heavy load, still with my have kids getting through high school, but also being very mindful of how I come in as a leader. And coaching was a very big part of that. And so I went through a certification program that Azusa Pacific, where I went to university, was able to bring in. And now I'm enrolled in Hudson Institute of Coaching, which I believe is one of the prominent in the world, technically. And it's such a great experience because you're surrounded by coaches who have been coaching for many, many years. But I'm able to bring my twist, right? I use their teachings, but I use my heart in my coaching.
Good, good.
And so I believe that I've been able to touch people's lives in a positive way that's allowed them to see themselves for the gifts that they have, for the individual that they have, not who people are telling them to be. I see that so much in life, and especially in women's lives where they're going off of what somebody told them as opposed to who they believe they are. And getting back to that core of their persona so they can be that best individual that they can be. And I come from a space of transparency. I will share my story and, share the challenges and the hurdles that can be from somebody disrespecting you because of the color of your skin. I've been there. Somebody telling you you can't do X, Y, and Z. I've been there. Somebody calling you out your name. I've been there. We all go through things in the work environment. and we have to just deal with it the best way we can. And my choice was to even deal with those situations directly, but calmly, right? To make a change. Because I want you to hear what you said to me that might have offended me or definitely offended me and why it's not okay. It's that old adage of you get more with honey, right? Than you do with something sour. I can't remember the full analogy, but yeah. So the hurdles and the challenges have been good for me because it allows me to pause and respond differently. And I think I use that in my coaching to help others that have challenges and hurdles and providing them that space and just my stories that they can do it as well. They can move past it with grace.
Oh, that is great. That's more than a mouthful. That's sharing a lot with folks. I mean, you really brought it to the
Mm,
forefront. You
mm,
really brought it to the forefront. That is more to coaching than just coaching. Your heart
yeah.
has to be into it, and you definitely
Yes.
bring that forward. With a lot of things that you've shared personal with your challenges and how you've gotten over them, raising the kids in school, going back to college, knowing what you had to obtain, and you did it, and you're
Yes.
still doing it. So you bring a lot to the table to be shared with others as a coach. And we personally
Mm,
appreciate that. And
thank you.
there's been a lot of young men calling me on a regular basis about different challenges in their life. And I'm glad that they're calling me. And I share a lot of experience and things with them, but I don't tell them what to do. But I'll tell them, here are some things to consider. And I
Mhm,
lay it out there. And then some of them come back and say, well, what do I do with this? Think about it and make your best choice. Think about it and make your
mhm,
best choice. It's your decisions. Well, what do I do about that? Consider that also and make your best choice for you. So
mhm,
these are ongoing. And some of the men, wow, they have a wealth of knowledge and didn't know that they had it. Just had to
mhm.
bring it out of them. Say, do you
Right.
know that you know? They say, oh, I didn't think about that. So everyone's bringing a lot to the table. So I'm helping them see their resources from within and
Yes.
making their best choice, not me making it
Mhm.
for them.
Right.
That has been ongoing with the males that have been calling. And I've been meeting them all over.
I
Yeah,
bet. I
yeah.
can definitely say that I know there's a gentleman in my life that respects you tremendously and has come and to you for recommendations, and especially within health and being as healthy as they can be.
Oh,
So, yeah.
that's my buddy. That is
Yes.
my buddy. Yes.
I think I'm jumping in. I'm back. No,
Welcome
but
back.
hey, with Charles and I, a lot of times we take the yin yang approach. So a lot of times we will go into a room or space and it'll be mixed, men and women. And it's very interesting to see the men, especially the young men, how they gravitate to Charles.
Mhm.
Initially because they think, oh, he's around my age, or, just around my dad's age, only to find out he's around their granddad's age. But,
Right, right.
they
Yeah.
gravitate. Most recently, we were at an art event in Charleston a couple of weeks back. And so there was an artist, and so her husband and children were to the side. So I went to have a little small talk, with the husband and the children waiting to speak with her. And he was just very matter of fact, clip,
Hmm.
short, boom. So then I just kind of eased on the way. And so when I was talking with his wife, the artist, I look back, Charles is engaged in a full-on conversation with this young man. I mean, just going on and on. I left Charles talking there with this young man, and
Hmm.
it's I feel like our men especially, it's just something that they need, that's
Yes,
missing, that's absent. It's just like
yes,
that wisdom, that father,
exactly.
that wealth of knowledge. And Charles is humble with it. and it's me saying, come on, Charles, you got to come more out to the state, because
Hmm.
it's a great
It's
need.
a great need,
It's
a
a
great,
great
hmm
need.
I've been
oh,
finding that out
yes.
more and more with that individual that Diane is speaking of. I was pushing the right buttons and he
Hmm.
just opened up. He said he never had the opportunity to expound
Right.
on what he was saying. And I felt good. So we've made some connections and we're still in contact with each other.
That's so great.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've seen you in action, and it's truly what men need. It's truly what our men need.
For sure.
True.
For
True.
sure. For sure. It's from my son to my
Hmm.
nephews. We have nephews that Charles talk with. He might call it 11 o'clock at night. Hey,
Yeah.
Auntie, Uncle
Mm.
Woody there. And I
Oh,
just
that's
go to
awesome.
sleep. I go to sleep, but I'm thankful
Mhm.
that at least he's calling like the right one. And
Right.
so I think at this point in it, because you just laid out so many gold nuggets. So
Ah,
I want you, before you go into just leaving some inspirational words, because I see your quotes all out there on LinkedIn. I see those inspirational quotes out there, and I
thank
look for them
you.
now. So yeah.
Oh, thank
Um,
you.
yeah, I see those
Thank you.
nuggets.
Thank you.
I want you to share with our listeners how they can how they can connect with you.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and make sure you really plug that Encourage to Action website.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to reach me because you can leave a comment on the website. Just go to encourage the number two action.com and reach out to me. There's a lot of information on the website. If you're interested in coaching, there's ways to go ahead and schedule through the website. Everything is right there. Check out the weekly inspirations, of which I enjoy writing, and I've been writing them for a couple years now, just building up my little arsenal. So I think they make a difference. Just some positive words to put in the world because there's enough of the negativity and challenges that people are facing. So a little light doesn't hurt. So
That yes,
please get in touch. And I'd love to read the latest one. Is
yes,
that okay?
Please
please.
do.
Yes.
Okay. So remind me of my beautiful uniqueness that allows me to bring my vibe to this human experience, freeing me to think of how my ancestors poured a collage of ingredients into my DNA. I'm reminded regularly that what others think of me is not my business. For my journey is made specifically for me. You, of course, are welcome to walk beside me and receive encouragement to live your unique human experience.
Wow.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Yes.
That is
Thank you.
amazing. I was looking at your website and I said, yeah, indeed, we are sisters, because yours is Encourage to Action and mine's is Path to Transformation.
Transformation.
And we
Transformation.
both got that
Yes.
two
Yes.
in there because you can't do it by yourself. It takes a
No,
village.
Takes a
You
it
village.
takes a
cannot.
village.
You cannot do it by yourself. And
Yeah.
so, Karen, as we are closing out, you had mentioned some things that you wanted to kind of get started
Oh, yeah.
with your business and all. So
Yes.
what I'm gonna do, the way I'm gonna throw it out there is, how can listeners support you? What are some things that you have to offer? And then what are some
Mm.
things that you have allowed the space to receive from? Because you got to offer and receive. So hit it.
So, one, different levels of coaching is provided, and that's also on the website from someone being wanting to go into a management and leadership role to working with executives to working with corporations and working on a plan. My dream, my next big project is starting out my nonprofit to help those who can't afford or who are in situations where they don't have that income to pay for coaching sessions. So I'm starting a nonprofit to provide for those individuals who truly have that desire, like we all do, like to move forward, but they don't have the capacity from a financial perspective. So I will be launching, I have the website. I'm working on the specifics to get this started so that I will launch, and we'll be looking for donors for charitable donations to really support others so that they have the same opportunities that I've been blessed with, that you've been blessed with. Um, but they just don't have those financial means,
Mm.
because we could do so much good and change by offering coaching to individuals at an equal level.
So when you say individuals, do you have a specific target of individuals, or is it just broad spectrum?
I would say broad spectrum. I do think the financial, I don't want to say is more of a burden for women, but sometimes it is because they're single women, they're working, they're just trying to take care of everything, right? And there are women that are married and still in that same situation
Mm-hmm.
that don't have the capacity from a financial perspective to do for them, to do something good for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a gift for them to be able to move their lives forward.
Mm.
And to not be able to do it because of finances is such a shame, because there's, others that have made it. They're just trying to elevate more. They have the finances. I have my resources, but I realize that there are many that do not, and but could really benefit
I love
from
that.
getting that same opportunity.
I love that. I love that because there's so much in that. Like in that, you're saying there's no competition. In that, you're saying,
Right.
hey, I want to reach back. And
Hmm.
that is our model. We reach back while we're reaching forward. So,
Forward.
and
Yes.
if you can imagine, I'm standing, I have one arm going up, where I'm reaching
Hmm.
up for someone to give me a one up, and I'm reaching back to bring
To
somebody
raise them.
else up. And it's just a
Yes.
constant. And when I get up, then I'm
Yes.
reaching back and I'm reaching
Yes.
forward. And it keeps you in balance because it
Yes.
allows you to know that you can't get there by yourself. And it also
Correct.
reminds you that as you're getting there, bring somebody else up, bring
Yes.
somebody else up,
So
bring
important.
somebody else up,
Hmm.
so that's beautiful. And I don't know, Mr. Charles, do you
Yeah.
have something you'd like to say?
Well, along those lines of the nonprofit, I feel Diane and we have been doing these things on a regular basis, and it's
Hmm. Yes, sir.
coming more and more. And I'm especially hearing a lot of it from the young men I'm encountering.
Mm.
Talking with them on a regular basis is saving them to save themselves. One
Yes.
point in particular, you brought out something that I told this young man, and it stuck with him for years. He was concerned about names that he was called and how it affects him emotionally. And then I say, well, that way it's going to get you in jail or something. So I told him it doesn't matter as much about the names that they call, but how you respond.
Yes.
You don't have to
Yes.
respond to that. And he told me that, well, it hasn't been too long ago, that stuck with him years ago. And it saved him from responding. And, it could have been a nasty situation. So, with
Right.
what you're doing is encouragement throughout everyone that would listen and hear you.
Mm.
Thank you for
Thank
sharing.
you. Thank you guys for this opportunity.
Oh,
This
Oh,
is
it's been,
so awesome.
yes, it's been such a blessing. And we so appreciate you, Karen,
Karen.
from Pasadena, California,
Yes.
joining us here
Woo!
on the Love Drop podcast. And so, again, Karen's website is encourage the number two action, and that's .com.
Yes.
I will put it in the narrative of this,
Thank
the
you.
description narrative of this episode. Go check it out, guys. And also, Karen, we are so excited to not only watch you launch your nonprofit, but support you in not
Oh,
in launching your nonprofit. And in the meantime, do you have a donate button on your website? Do you have where people can donate? Maybe donate a session, maybe marinate on that. Like donate a session, like pay it forward, something like that. So whereas someone who maybe themselves don't need a session, but say, hey, I want to pay it forward. I want to pay forward a session. And
right.
then those sessions kind of stack up. And so in the meantime, as you are evolving and getting to that next level, you have the resources to kind of support you, because you and I are the same in that too. We will just give.
Yes.
And our business bottom
This
line
is,
will be in the red, not
yes,
because we didn't get it out there. We'll be in the red because we're just
because
giving it
just
away.
giving
We're
it
just
away.
giving it
Yes.
away. And so you got to balance. You have to
So
balance,
true.
and it's
So
wisdom
true.
that I'm learning, you
Yes.
learning, you teaching me.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. It's very important. I will add that to my website, and we'll put out on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and whatnot once it's ready, so that people can start contributing for sure.
Yeah, and tag
Look
me.
forward to it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely
Thank you
tag
guys for
me
supporting.
for sure. And I will, once you put on your website, I will add that link from our site to your site as well, for people to contribute. You will never be poor by giving. I don't know
Right.
who I'm quoting, but it's on my side, so I don't know. It's not mine, but and I truly believe that you will never be
Mhm.
poor by giving.
By giving.
Just
Yeah.
remember to start with yourself. Give to you first,
Hmm.
and then you can give to
To
others.
others. Yes. What a
Yeah.
blessing.
That is so
Yes.
true.
Oh,
Yes. Oh my God, this has
love you
been,
guys.
we love
We
you
love
too.
you
We could be
also.
here for like ever. I'm going to sign off. It's been great having our dear
This has
friend
been
Karen.
fantastic with all that you're doing and all that you're sharing. More to
Thank
come.
you.
Yeah, we
Yes.
appreciate you.
We appreciate
As
you.
I appreciate you too.
And
Yes.
listeners, go check out Karen. She is legit, and you will see that for yourself as
Mm.
you just go to her website. You will feel the vibe.
You will definitely feel the vibe. There is a wealth of knowledge through Karen.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Never a second will I waste. Never an opportunity to taste the sweetness of this life.
Thank you for tuning in to the Love Drops podcast.
All of the challenges
Be sure to
I
follow this
find.
podcast and share the love with everyone you know. Until next time, this is Charles and Diane signing off. One love.
Love it conquers all, whether big or small. Love never fails. Oh, love it conquers all. Love never